right, ladies. Saddle up.
She's a woman, but she still manages to make that sound like an insult.
Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. Movie adaptations of video games have typically been pretty awful. So when I heard there was a live-action Monster Hunter movie coming to the big screen, I was skeptical to say the least. Monster Hunter is a gaming franchise that I will always hold near and dear to my heart. I played a good handful of games in the series, but none have matched my affinity for Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the PSP. I've spent almost 2,000 hours on just that game. I've always considered it probably one of my favorite video games of all time, and it's easily the most time I've ever spent into a game. Every weekend, me and one of my best friends I would consider like a brother to me would go over to either his house or mine to just play Monster Hunter together all weekend, from sun up to sundown, only taking breaks to eat or sleep, and we did this for years. Even playing solo to grind further to completing the game. We had to be the G-ranked Hunters of Legends. I mean, I soloed Ukenloose, which is something I still consider one of my greatest gaming achievements in my life. The thing I love so much about Monster Hunter is the grind to power, something I normally hate in other games, but in this series it's so well balanced that it's not only challenging, but it's rewarding to grow without feeling impossible. Every time you kill that giant monster, it feels like a true feat. The amount of adrenaline I would get from that objective clear cutscene with the triumphant music after a long onslaught battle has been unmatched in any other game. The core gameplay of Monster Hunter is you start off small and build up to legendary monsters that are truly intimidating. You craft or upgrade new armor and weapons by collecting items or killing monsters to hopefully get the item that you need for that awesome new sword or armor set to help you advance further into the game. The stories to the game are pretty much always there's some big monster terrorizing something and you need to kill it when you're ready. It's simple because the main focus of these games is solely on the gameplay. The thrill of tracking down that monster, having an epic boss fight with it, then building the kick-ass armor set out of its dead remains. To me, Monster Hunter has always shined the brightest as a co-op game. To coordinate with friends to take down giant monsters is so satisfying and fun. Me and my buddy had Freedom Unite down to a science. We worked as a well-oiled machine to take down literally every monster in the game multiple times to craft whatever we wanted. We were decorated hunters, and the fact that I sold off my PSP along with Monster Hunter will forever haunt me as one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life. So many hours wasted. With my love of the franchise, I knew going into this film I should go in with an open mind. Try not to think about the games, but only what the movie presents. When I found out Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich was involved, I became curious because this is the same team that made the Resident Evil movies, and I actually really enjoy those. Now, with a grain of salt, I am not a fan of the Resident Evil games, but to me the movies were just fun popcorn flicks that made for good background noise. Then I saw that Tony Jaa hopped on the project along with Ron Perlman.
Amen, Jesus.
And the release of the first image. Alright, what's up? You're watching this on the playback or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. My brain's fried. It's been a late day. Long day. Late day. Long day. And I don't know how much gas I have in the tank to run this tonight. But I'm trying to find my list for this tournament, damn it. So we're going to be playing cards. We're playing the rack again. We are doing the rack scamming again. This is the Grief rack build. Into this foyer stunt of modern for the time being. This is what we're doing. We are trying this version of the rack. I think this Grief scam package is actually really relevant for the rack. I think it's a nice added power. But the thing I've come to find is because we are cutting interactive pieces, if you will, it feels like it's harder to get them in top deck mode with the rack. And I also kind of feel like that's just this format in general. So what I've done is, since Grief and Thoughtseize work so well at picking apart our opponent's hands, and I've already trimmed down 2 Inquisitions, what I did was I've upped Wrenchmine. Wrenchmine has been very impressive in testing this deck. Wrenchmine has been relevant. more often than not, and I think it's good. Now, we also trimmed one of our scam pieces. I've tried this with 4 Feign Deaths and no Undying Malice. Didn't like how that turned out. So now I'm going to do 1 Undying Malice and 2 Feign Deaths because we want this package turn 1. We want a Grief turn 1. But I feel like when we top deck this, it really sucks because we don't have a way for it to work very well. Like, our 2 creature targets is literally Orcish Bowmasters and Grief. And I'm thinking about maybe trying a list with Voidwalker. Haven't decided yet, but this is what we're doing now. I also don't know, but I feel like we should probably take the draw most of the time, but I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm kind of just playing it back and forth. I think like certain matchups, yes, we want to take the play, and certain matchups we want the draw. And I feel like maybe going in blind, we just take the draw. It's a mulligan. This would be more of a keep if one of these griefs... If one of these griefs had an Undying, I'm going to keep this. And I'm going to bottom... I'm going to bottom one of these griefs. I want all the land here. We have the Raven's Crime. Maybe we can turn 2 Grief. Our opponent did mulligan to 6-2, so it's one of those things too. Is like we can just turn 1 Raven's Crime, see what they have, and then decide from there what we want to do, right? So let's see what they kind of got going on here. I have no clue. Talisman of Resilience. Oh, Tron? Okay, we might want to Grief here. I'm gonna Wrench Mine here and see if we can nab 2 cards. I really doubt it, but let's see. I don't think it's worth pitching Grief. O-Stone. Yeah, I don't think it's worth doing the Grief thing yet. I think it's worth holding on to Sherald's Edict. We could get lucky and just top deck a land in our next 2 draws and then just hardcast Grief. Okay, we're not going to get turn 3 Troned, which is good. Wrenchmine's like also just a 2-mana Raven's Crime in like a matchup like this, which is not the best, but it's not horrendous either. We still have the Sheralds if they decide to... I wish we could react to Karn, you know, before they get to do stuff, but that's not how this works. I would like to top deck a land, please. Land, please. Ooh. Oh. They cracked... They not crack Expedition? What happened with Expedition map? Why'd they not play a land last turn? Sylvan Scrying. There are 5 cards in hand. We don't have a way to deal with a lot of stuff. I think it's worth getting Pithing Needle on Karn the Great Creator. Land. Damn it. Well, I'm definitely going to pitch one of these griefs now, since we have 3 of them, and none of the mana for them. I think that's what's going to happen now. That's right, this version doesn't run a main deck Pithing Needle. That seems like a bad idea. I'll grab a Spell Bomb just to recycle for a draw. Let's grief you. Well, obviously I'm taking Walking Ballista. That is a interesting hand, my friend. Now, please don't top deck. You know, something absurd here. Tron's always been a bad matchup for this deck, but we do get a little bit better in the sideboard. Don't tell me, oh, you top deck Ancient Stirrings, you son of a gun. Yep. Well, I mean, we have Sherald's Edict to get rid of the 1. But there's a land. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I don't know what their cards in hand are. It's got to be these 2, right? So the question is, what do we want to do here? I think we pass. Hold up, Edict. Their draw for turn was Power Plant, X1000. They're going to crack Expedition Map, finding don't know what. Boseiju. Sure. Very annoying card. If they actually Boseiju this Nile Spellbomb or one of my tokens, I'm actually kind of completely okay with that. Because then we can grief. Although grief doesn't take anything, right? Maybe I'm not okay with it. But we'll take a land out of my deck. Because our last card in hand is Gemstone Caverns. That doesn't really do much for me. To like grief them. I hate that little facet of that card. Okay. Ooh, hang on. So the question is do we want to... We can grief and play the rack this turn. Or we can Ravens crime them and grief and rack next turn. I mean, no. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. And I don't know what the answer is. I think we get the rack out. Hard-casted grief. We know their last card is Gemstone Caverns. That doesn't really matter, and then we just pass. Grief can trade with a token. I just hope they have a whiff here for a top deck. That's basically the mode we're in right now. It's just hoping our opponent whiffs. But like Grief can trade with preferably the lifelinker one. And then we can Sherald's Edict the other one away. And just hope that they have like a bad top deck. That's the problem with Tron for us is they have so many redraws. And we have yet to find a Bowmasters, which would be really good if we could find one. Considering they tap for 2, my guess is, okay, Expedition map is... I don't know if they have another Boseiju. That'd be annoying if they do. I bet they do, though. I don't know how many they run normally. This is a little bit of a different list. Yes, you son of a bitch. Well, there goes the rack. I wish we could choose if it goes in our hand so we can Ravens crime them a bunch. Now, do I want Grief to trade? Probably still. Probably still. Another Saga would be good. Bowmasters would be okay. If they attack with the lifelink, I'm still going to trade with Grief. The rack would obviously be a good draw. Liliana would be okay. Liliana would actually be really good. Ugh, or Borg. Let's cycle this. Okay. Yeah, we'll Ravens crime you. Let's get that out of your hand. Play the rack again. Attack you for 2. And let's hope that top deck isn't awesome. like it was last time. I don't think I'm running Funeral Charm in this version, so like I don't need to like just. I'm not, so I can yield to the rack effect. Yep. Dismember, dismember. May you remember. Dismember is going to cost them a ton of life, though, so I doubt they use it. Oh, cool. I don't even got to use my Sherald's Edict. Hell yeah. Let's go. Normally I cut Fatal Push, but it actually might be worth keeping in Fatal Push because of Wormcoil Engine tokens. 95% of the time it's not going to be very good, but the 2% of the time it is, it's going to be really good. Opponent's going to go to 6, but like I said, their top decks are insane. The only thing is, like, as long as they can't interact with the rack, they're not top decking very much. Unless they just top deck another Wormcoil Engine. Really? I hate you. I hate you so much, Tron. Oh, 9? Ulamog? Oh, this is Ulamog. Turn off auto yields. Yep. So, goodbye my win cons currently. But also, goodbye your Ulamog. Hell of a top deck. Okay. I'm hoping Chromatic Sphere or a star. You know, something along those lines would be really cool. Honestly, I'm just gonna flash in this Bowmasters. We need to try to close this game out. Hey, that's pretty good. I don't know what cards they have in hand, but that Dismember's definitely going. they will lose too much life trying to cast Dismember. I'm assuming it's a land. Really? Okay. Double Dismembers. We have a lot of draws that can win us the game, but we probably won't draw one. Let's hope they whiff. Land. Never a land. Okay, the One Ring's fine. They can never activate the One Ring because they just lose. I like to attack into it anyway because, you know, screw you for playing the ring. Hey, Lamb, come here, bud. What are you barking at? Come here. Now what? Karn the Great Creator. What are you getting now? Ballista for a ton, maybe? Sundering Titan. Yikes. They can't cast it or they lose. They don't have 8 mana. Just figured that out, didn't you? Oh, because it can tap for colorless. Damn it. Hey, that's okay. Like, why that not nuke his lands? All right, we still have quite a few cards that can win us the game here. That's not one of them. Dude, if we got him down to 1 and we can't win, that's going to be so obnoxious. But that's going to be the case. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Now you get the chromatic star. Sure. We still have so many outs to win. We have 3 copies of Bowmaster still. We have 2 copies of the rack. Right? Obviously, I'm not going to block, but they're just going to search something up with Karn. Now what do they get? Oh, now they get Ballista and they just win. Right? Show me Ballista. Yep, alright. Okay. Opponent, you suck. Void Mirror comes in. Dampening Sphere comes in. Pithing Needle comes in. Spellbomb comes out. Wrenchmine goes out. And probably Dismember. Bloodchief's Thirst isn't, like, that exciting, but it can kill a Karn, so. Feed the Swarm. Can deal with cards. Alright. I'm just trying to debate. But that's probably gonna have to be good enough. Okay. Tron, I feel like we want to go first. I'm going to keep this. I mean, we don't have everything I want, but we have some things I like. Boseiju is definitely the problem child, though, against us. Because Boseiju kills our 8 pieces really nicely. But they mauled 6. Keep going. Keep going. I'm kind of wondering if we should swap. I'm kind of wondering. Yeah, we're going to take Expedition Map here. I mean, and they basically do the same thing. We could potentially get, like... Okay. So we could Pithing Needle, Chromatic Sphere. How do they have 3 cards in hand? When we took one of them. Four. We took one. They drew a card. They still have 3 cards in hand? I don't understand that. How is that a thing? Quit telling me about the timeout. Shut up. I'm thinking. That doesn't make any sense. Am I missing something here? So what I was trying to say is we could Pithing Needle Chromatic Sphere. Oh, the draw for turn, Sylvan Scrying, and Chromatic Sphere. I forgot they had 2 Chromatic Spheres. My bad. Anyway, the point I'm trying to say is we can Pithing Needle that. I'm going to. You know what? Just basically makes 2 of their cards dead in hand. Apparently that was a good choice. Apparently that was a really good choice. I don't know if I'd do that in the tournament, but it's pretty funny. Probably. I probably would. Double Thoughtseize with Urza Saga, I'm kind of like okay with this hand. Not like the craziest hand, but definitely feel like I'm a little bit okay with it. We have 4 lands, so no turn 1. We could probably quit drawing lands at any point. No turn 1 Expedition Map's kind of cool, though. Let's Thoughtseize you. Do you have Natty Tron? Pretty much. I'm going to take Sylvan Scrying. Oh, they do have Natty Tron. Never mind. I'm going to take Ancient Stirrings. I don't think we beat Natty Tron with this hand. I mean, we're going to turn 2 Saga, but... You know what I mean? We could quit drawing lands at any time. At literally any time. I'm just going to take this Sylvan Scrying out of hand. I mean, they're probably going to top deck stuff anyway, so... Like, they're going to have Tron, so, like, anything they top deck's pretty much fair game. Maybe that's not the right play path, but that's what I got. It's literally all I got, because we're not doing much of anything else. Chromatic Sphere for the draw. They're going to crack the Sphere again. And a Karn the Great Creator. Alright. I don't think we beat this. We drew another land? Holy shit. That was a flood, too. That's crazy. That was like a super flood. Every card we would have drawn that game would have been a land until we drew a rack. Yeah, that probably should have just mulliganed that away. Yeah, I think the maybe the rule of thumb is on the ooh. Oh, come on. This deck does not mulligan very well. Keep this, bottom you, and bottom... I'm probably going to bottom Urborg. No point of giving them black if they want to use black, right? Oh, it's footfalls. Yikes. Alright, well. Get you. Let's wrench mine. What's up, dude? I'm going to sleep, but I just wanted to show up and show some support, bro. Get him. I'll watch playback tomorrow. No worries. Have a good night, Bull. I'll catch you. Just a heads up, tomorrow's stream probably be a late one too. I'm doing an interview tomorrow, so if I stream tomorrow, it'll be a late one as well. But I'll tell you what, you'll enjoy this game I had against Tron last game. That Tron match was crazy. Gotta admit, I get tired of this deck. This deck's so annoying. I don't think we have a way to beat rhinos out of the gate. We have a lot of sideboard hate, but do you have a violent outburst? I'll scoop to that. Actually, I won't scoop to that. I don't care that much about that because I know what your last two cards in hand are. One more counter for footfalls. Just run main deck Void Mirror. It's like I might as well. I don't have anything else to do. Here comes in the Rhinox. Yup. Hmm. Now I feel like I'm in an interesting position here. I could wrench mine them. And probably just leave Fury in their hand. Or I could evoke Grief and nab the Fury and use Saga. This is what I'm deciding to do. They have something to react with this. Yep. find this matchup just kind of obnoxious. This is like one of those matchups where it's like Snaring Bridge would be kind of nice. Or Shadow Sphere. Are you going to do the Fury thing too? I don't think I'm winning this match 1. I'd be surprised if I get it match 2 or 3, but definitely don't think I'm getting in match 1. I think with this deck, yeah, I think we want to go first. I don't think we want to let them suspend. Don't think we want them to suspend their thing. We know one of their cards in hand has to be... Probably the other one's just Violent Outburst, right? Or just Lightning Bolt. Okay, or just Fire. So, Lightning Bolt. For this matchup... not Damaging Spear. Ratchet Bomb, Void Mirror, Path to Peril... all come in. I actually like Collective Brew here a little bit. Not like a ton though. But I do. I don't think Edict is that great here. I think Wrenchbind's fine. I think Dismember is fine. I think Liliana's probably not. Awesome Spellbomb can come out. Liliana's probably not like amazing. Also don't think I like Raven's Crime that much here. Yeah, obviously Fatal Push is good. Dismember's fine. Grief is good. Feed the Swarm's good. Bloodchief's Thirst good. I feel like Bowmasters might not be the best here. I want to trim 2 Bowmasters. It's not like our opponent runs a ton of draw power. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know what's in these decks. No turn 1 Grief again. So maybe we do need 6 copies. We do have Fatal Pushes and Ratchet Bombs though, so keep... Obviously Void Mirror would be awesome. For this matchup, clearly, but we'll see. Feign Death. Saga? I'll play Saga to get the Saga engine on. Just gonna throw down Ratchet Bomb. They have like a Force Negation or something, have at it. Or if they want to waste like a Force of Vigor or whatever. Yep. They pitched a Violent Outburst, so their hand must be crazy good then. Might be worth griefing next turn if we can. They play the Boseiju though. Let's top deck Void Mirror. Where's all of our Void Mirrors? I'll deal with that. Just gonna bounce. Yikes. I think we mulligan that. Okay, I like this hand significantly more. And I'm actually going to bottom the Thoughtseize here. We might need to go up an Undying Malice. That might just be like, maybe 6 is the sweet spot. You know what I mean? What you got going on, opponent? Okay. Bleh. Let's take Preordain. I don't know why you didn't force a negation Feign Death. I would have, probably. Probably just going to take force of negation here. Hope this Wrench Mine can just strip the rest of their hand pretty well. I want to get the Saga on, but I think we wait. Kinda wish we had Bowmasters, you know? I do think, though, the more I've played the rack and stuff, like, this scam package is... What? They drew an artifact. Lucky them. It's like the one artifact in their deck. Well, we know they have Counterspell, right? This will eat a Counterspell. I don't think there's much of a point of playing around it. Might be worth bringing, like, fetching, might be worth fetching for Spellbomb. Maybe not anymore. Not with Sherald's Edict. I'm assuming this is like Murktide region of some kind, right? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Weird. Okay. I imagine they Prismari command here. I guess not. Make ourselves a little Toki boy. And let's do it again. Not really sure where our opponent has going on. We have lethal here. I just realized. I didn't realize they were that low. That's why I think grief is worthwhile in this. Like, so the rack, typically you 1-for-1 your opponent, right? That's typically, like, the thing you do. What? Why does it say destroy target artifact? What? Destroy target artifact. Oh. Because it's cut off over here. I didn't know it did that. Well, shit. Just gonna do this now. Anyway. So whatever I was saying is, like, typically the rack you 1-for-1 your opponent, right? And I want to say, like, smallpox has been super underwhelming. So for me, I don't know what our opponent's doing. I'm just gonna cut dismember and a wrench mine. Leave it like that. You want to 1-for-1 your opponent, and with grief you're technically 3-for-2ing, which isn't great, but the payoff is you're getting a 4-3 on turn 1. Oh, this would be such a good hand if one of these cards was a swamp. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it. Just keep Bowmasters. Bowmasters and go. I kept Saga in case we'd top deck a land here. We're on the hope Bowmasters is a good enough plan. But anyway. But the trade-off is you get an early 4-3 that you can attack with. That really disrupts your opponent by having 2 turn 1. Oh, that's what they got going on. Yikes. Does liquid metal coating kill Urza Saga immediately? Kind of makes me want to Thoughtseize them. I think I'm going to. They have force negation for this. You know what I mean? Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, and Thriving. That's interesting. I definitely don't care about Spell Pierce, so yield. So the idea is with Thriving Skydiver, they steal our shit, basically. Which is annoying. Okay. We'll attempt to get this engine on. But anyway, so the idea, you know, having that 4-3, that double Thoughtseize, and it has an attack is kind of worth the trade-off of not 1-for-1ing your opponent. We have a good idea what all is in their hand here, so it's kind of cool, I guess. Dying Malice is cool. This Thieving Skydiver, though, is really scary. It'd be really good against the Colossus Hammer, right? The hammer deck, hammer time. Just steal their hammer and put it onto this thing with flying. That's cool. I like that a lot, actually. But yeah, anyway. Any bedoozle, what was I talking about? So yeah, I think the trade-off is more imperative. If they want to use a bolt on one of these tokens, like, I'm kind of cool with that. Okay. We know they have Spell Pierce. And we think they might have a Mountain and a Lightning Bolt. I think I'm just going to do... Man. Yeah, I'm just doing this. Sure. I'd love to top deck a land here. I'm just going to grab a Spell Bomb for a redraw. So, like I said, we still know they have Spell Pierce. We still know they have Mountain. I kind of wish black cards had access to, like, destroy artifacts. But we don't. What is this? Choose one. If you control a wizard, you cast a spell, you may choose two instead. So they drew two. Shadow Sphere. I don't know why that was so warped, but okay. Let's try to draw a land here. If we draw a land, it's not a land. All right. Well. What's happening with... I don't know what's happening with those cards. They had another Lightning Bolt. It's kind of annoying. Sure. Come on. I was like, Prismari Command here. I'm assuming they played that Mountain. Gonna just assume most of their hand is gas here. I think they're just a control deck that's using liquid metal coating to, like, try to do a bunch of stuff. Well, I'm just gonna do this just so we can draw a card. If they have a draw spell off of this, it's gonna be annoying, but Collective Brew, not that exciting. Thoughtseize. So Thoughtseize is interesting because it can eat this Spell Pierce. And we can hope that they don't have another Spell Pierce in hand, right? Damn it. Well, they're down to one card in hand. So they're virtually top deck mode. Alright, now we just play the waiting game. We just interact with, like, Bowmasters and rely on Saga. This is actually one of the matchups where Saga is pretty powerful, even though they have a ton of destroy artifacts. Does this kill my card? No. Not quite. That is very rude, though. Sure. They didn't get to draw off of it, though. Okay, Urborg's cool. It's a good draw. Okay, so this Healy is what they're doing. They're going to scry 1 to the top. Gross. The Healy needs to die. I don't know what they have. But we have another Bowmasters. Like, if they try to draw here, we have another Bowmasters. What are they doing with their scry here? Scry to the top again. Grody. Scalding Tarn. We have Undying Malice. If they want to target this Bowmasters. We have another Bowmasters set up. It might have been worth Bowmastering on their upkeep to kill or attempt to kill Saheeli. It might have been worthwhile. We mulligan to 3, by the way. Oh, this is a bad choice for you. Yeah, sure. This is a really bad choice for you. Do it. I want you to do it. Do it, opponent. Do it. Destroy artifacts and draw 2 cards. Destroy artifact, draw 2 cards. I know you want to. Five damage to Bowmasters. Is your last card a counterspell or a spell pierce? Actually, if it's spell pierce, I'll be fine with that. Did we trim Bowmasters out of this? No, that was Rhinos. Right? Shoot Snapcaster. Another Swamp. Attack Saheeli. Attack you. Part of me wants to collective brutality. I think I'm going to. Just to see what they have in their hand. I just want to know what's in their hand more than anything. Probably not worth it. We do have Fatal Push for backup in case it's like a Snapcaster Mage or something. It's Spell Pierce. Good. Put them effectively in top deck mode, but I imagine they have a lot of draw power. We do have... Haha, Bowmasters. Geet 'em. They bought them both. Orcish Bowmasters is so good. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills a card. Sure. We have our own draw engine now. You're taking 5 every turn. Oh, you make it too easy. I love this card. They're effectively going to be at 7 because of this. They top 1, bottom 2, bottom the other one, I mean. We have a ridiculously large orc army too. Sure. They are like an infinite combo deck. Holy shit, did they just go infinite? Is that an infinite combo? Did they seriously get the infinite combo kill here? Holy shit, they did. Wow. Good on them. Interesting. Interesting. Pithy Needle. Spellbomb can go out. I mean, there's like an argument for keeping Spellbomb for Snapcaster Mage, but I think the more important part is probably Pithing Needle. Although they can destroy like legitimately a million cards of ours. Okay, this is a good hand. Keep this. Can't believe you mulled to 3 and I still struggled so much. Close game. Evoking Collective Brutality. Don't know which one of the combo. I guess I take both of them, right? Yeah, I think I just shred their combo out of their hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 cards in their hand. I really hope we can top deck, preferably a land. We can start activating the Saga. I don't care that much about Soul Guide Lantern. Cool. But I even want to activate this. You know what? Yeah, I think I want to dig for Pithing Needle. Try to get rid of Saheeli. Them having Lightning Bolt Grief dies really quickly. Do it. You're going to make me interact first, aren't you? Good play. They did get stuck on one land, though. See, now we're pushing them into a point where they have to, like, got him. This is more relevant than... This is way more relevant than the Saga token. I mean, obviously we can uptick the Saga token next turn. But like this Lightning Bolt, what do you choose now with Lightning Bolt, right? Still Grief? Lame. Yeah, we know it's in their hand. It's Spell Pierce, Counterspell, and then 3 Don't Knows. Preordain into Orcish Boatmasters seems like a really bad idea. Hey, what's up, Darius? Hey, where do I pay for my membership? Your little tag is orange. I mean, like goldish color. So I'm assuming it already went through. Let me look. Hold on. Do I want to go this route? No, I don't think I do. I'm just gonna let this go. Hold on, Darius. Give me a second, buddy. Sorry if I just saw your... There's not been a lot of chat tonight, so... Because I'm streaming so late. Pithing Needle. Okay, shot. How the hell do you say her name? Saheeli Ra? Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and Thoughtseize you. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll just take one of your counter spells, I guess. You know what? No, I'm gonna take the Raw just to be safe. Because if they could top deck a card that interacts with my Pithy Needle, then we're probably in trouble. Yeah, Darius, just tell me you're already here. Also, I just got the notification that Steven Vinsco has renewed their second month. So thank you, thank you. That's awesome. But yeah, Darius, yep, you're good. It's all renewed. All good, homie. Down to 1. See what happens here. We got the GGs. Probably going to be the last. How long have I been streaming for? Hour and 15. It's probably going to be the last one, though. I've been tired. How's it been? Bull's gone. He went to bed. Bull's been sleepy. Come on. This is also really bad. Right? Oh, shucks, guys. All right. We'll keep this hand bottom, bottom, bottom. And let's just hope the Bowmasters is good enough. Oh, all right. We don't beat that. Don't beat that 1 second. I don't know what we're against, so I don't know if I like just playing. I'm going to take Spellbomb out and maybe a Fatal Push. Let's try like that. Especially with that hand. We definitely do not beat a ley line with that hand. This hand is not very good either. This hand is super mediocre, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it and hope that they don't have another top deck ley line. And let's put... I'll put Edict. Evoke. I think you should always let this trigger first in case they have Force Invocation for your Feign Deaths. That's what I personally think. Yikes. Alright, so we were right. Kind of. What's up, Orzhov scan? We need Shriek Maw for the Pauper version. Let's go. Do I care about Suppression Field? Probably. Is Evoke? No, Evoke's a different cost. So no, it's not the same. We know their hand is this pretty much, and their top deck was Godless Shrine. Well, let's just take their damnation from them, I guess. Let's top deck a land here. Another Godless Shrine was their draw. Hey, there we go. I will say this is close to the list I'm going to play. Like, I think I'm doing the rack scamming for the tournament I'm going to. And David, I'd love your opinion. I don't know like how in depth with Modern you are, but where you have like tournament practice and stuff. I'm just hoping my order from TCG Player shows up because it's not shipped yet, even though I ordered it Monday with the expedited shipping. It's not shipped yet, which has got me like super concerned that it's not going to show up. So I won't have like the griefs and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think in terms of like the rack, I was saying earlier, I played Modern in the past. Right on. You know, with the rack in general, you wanted 1-for-1 your opponent until you're basically both top decking, and then you have the rack basically controlling the payout for the game. You know what I mean? And with Grief, you're not 1-for-1ing, you're 3-for-1ing. What do you have here? Don't hurt my baby boy. Oh, you're gonna hurt my baby boy. Let's top deck like Cheryl's Edict or something, or Feed the Swarm, or any of our million removal spells. Would have been nice. But yeah, like, so I don't know if like this grief package is actually like kind of counterintuitive with the rack, but it actually feels like it's semi-powerful for the rack, if that makes any sense. If they can't kill this grief this turn, we just win. Okay. I don't know what the last two cards in hand. I know one of them's a plains. So I'm kind of okay with this. Bowmasters, target you. Okay, they just scoop it. All right, game 3. Yeah. I mean, there's kind of an argument for dampening sphere to shut down Nykthos, but I don't know how much like of a, you know what I mean? I don't know how much like of a, oh, I want this card is really here. But I guess my question here is, David, is like, is this a good looking list? I can already tell you like one or two changes I want to make to the deck. We'll go over that in a minute. I feel fine with most everything as long as I don't have an opening hand ley line. Yeah, I kind of just feel fine with everything. There's like a smidgen that's like dampening sphere, but I guess my question to you is, looking at this deck from a deck perspective, dude, is the rack scam, the scam package, the Undying Malice, the gross, this is bad. The Undying Malice, the what's up, Matt? If you activate Ratchet Bomb, it will kill my what? I get what you're saying. Keep this. Bottom one set of Bowmasters. And maybe just Feed the Swarm. Cheryl's Edict. The list on Discord, it's in the description. I don't think this list is actually on Discord. I can put it on there. Give me like 2 seconds. This is what I'm playing right now. David, it's in the Discord under the modern list. It's what I'm playing right now, but I guess, yeah, I guess my question is like, from a deck perspective, is, I'm glad I kept the Feed the Swarm now. I'm sorry, my brain's fried. It's late. I'm tired. I've had a super long day. Is the scam in question trimming down too much of our game plan mode here? Man, I wish Feed the Swarm was instant speed. Is it trimming down too much of like what our main plan is? You know what I mean? That's my main question. Is it taking away too much from the rack? Is it taking away too much from our control shell? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Also, just out of curiosity, where you live in Brazil, what time is it there? Players can't get counters. Okay, they just scoop. I'm going to do this real quick. This is what I was thinking of. Oh, we can test it out. How so? I've been testing it for a long time. So what I wanted to do to change, I think in order to hit the scam consistently, I think we have to run 6. I definitely not been hitting. Oh, it's 10 in El Salvador. That's right. You live in El Salvador. I forgot about that. You grew up in Brazil, right? Am I getting things backwards? The red green deck? What? Oh, is it the... Wait a minute. Sorry, it must not have saved. It's 12. It's 22:28 here. Hold on, I gotta do military time conversion from me. Not in Brazil. Did you grow up in Brazil, though? I remember us talking, and I thought Brazil was brought up. But I do remember now that you live in El Salvador currently. So that would be what, like 10:28, right? So you're 2 hours behind me, my guy. Anyway, what did I do? We went up 1 Undying Malice. I like the 3 Wrench Mines. I might go down to Raven's Crime. We really don't have the land to be sinking very well into Raven's Crime, which is why I went down to 1. But also, yeah, David, the list should be updated. It's like I'm just trying to figure out the right numbers. So the idea with Wrenchmine is Wrenchmine's been really strong currently. Obviously, it's really bad against Tron. We're a bad deck against Tron anyway until game 2. And with how many Bosejus are running, it doesn't get much better. Boseju is a powerful land. Anyway, we could trim out Spellbomb. My thing is I like having a Spellbomb. It's a nice additional target for Urza Saga. It also is a nice, like, on a pinch game 1 against any kind of graveyard shenanigans. But I kind of feel like we're running 4 ley line. Maybe we just need to trim out that and bring a Pithing Needle over into Spellbomb's territory, because I think Pithing Needle is a better catch-all. Pithing Needle's definitely better at, like... I don't know. It's tricky. We went down 2 Lilianas in this deck to bring in Dismember. I really like having 3 Wrench Mines to back up Grief. Like, you turn 1 Grief into Wrench Mine, it's pretty backbreaking. It basically sends them to a mulligan to 3, in a way. I like having the 1 Raven's Crime. That's the thing, is like I feel like this deck is tightening up so quickly. Spellbomb. And there's times where the Spellbombs are really useful. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to grab another Pithing Needle. Let's put another Pithing Needle in. And let's go down. I don't know, man. So hard. Maybe we do just trim 1 like Wrench Mine. Edict is too strong. Deals with cards we're weak against. Same thing with Blood Chief's Thirst. I'm going to cut Blood Chief's Thirst. I don't know. I feel like I've been a little underwhelmed with that card. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Okay. wanted to check something real quick. We just put a main deck needle in just right now. I'd have before, a lot of the time I have, but I trimmed it out when we put the scam package in and kind of left it to the sideboard, and I don't think that was the right move. This hand I want to keep, but I'm not like in love with this hand. Yeah, I definitely don't like this hand against this deck. That's for sure. I'm gonna take map, obviously, for for what it's worth. I mean, they have Natty Tron, so we just keep drawing the same shit, don't we? I'm gonna Thoughtseize them next turn. I actually meant to play Urza Saga there. I think it's a must versus the ring. I think so too. Kind of agree with you on that one, big time. Get a grief. Oh, dude. All right. Yikes. So this is their hand. I mean, we hit him with Wrench Mine. I guess we could just take some of their lands from them. It's probably okay-ish. Hope they top deck just garbage. I mean, they're probably going to get rid of Dismember here. I'm like half tempted. I'm not going to lie. I'm like half tempted to run Void Mirror main deck. There's too many decks right now. Void Mirror main deck would be kind of absurd against. Well, I think their top decks are going to be a lot more impactful than ours here. They have their own saga? Interesting. I see you are not regular Tron. So that was our top deck this turn. That's goodish for us, right? I think we'll hold on to this Variant Catacombs. 4 mana is really like the top end for us. So if we draw our 1 Raven's Crime, we can nail him again with it. I think once we get 3 or 4 lands on the field, we just hold every land for the rest of the game. I think I just get Pithing Needle here. Part of me is like, we can name their Urza Saga. But I think I'm going to get Pithing Needle. Do I want to name Karn? Or do I want to name Expedition Map? I could say Urza Saga. You know what? Isn't it better to be double spelling or casting and holding? What do you mean? Is it all land? It's all land. Nice. Having more lands. I mean, it can be, but the thing is, like, our top end's 4, and almost all of our other spells are 2 drops, 2 or 1 drops. So once you have like once you basically have like 4 lands, you can double spell for the rest of the game. So you might as well just hold that. You might as well just hold that land. I mean, unless it's Urza Saga, obviously, but you might as well just hold that land for Raven's Crime. I mean, there's definitely an argument for playing this land and thinning, but looking at this deck with the scam package, question for you is, how do you like it more than regular scam? Seems like the game plan is similar. I have all the pieces to it, for one. That's the main reason. I don't have to buy Ragavan. I don't have to buy Blood Moons or Furies. I have all the pieces for it already in paper. And then 2 is, I like the rack package. 8 rack is my favorite deck of all time. Doesn't matter what format it is. That is obnoxious. Doesn't matter what format it is. The rack is my favorite package of all time. So I'm a huge fan of it, and I want to play it in a potential, like, I want to play it potentially competitively, so, or at least mildly competitively. So I'm trying to figure out what the best build is. And when I started off my rabbit hole of playing the rack again, I was kind of underwhelmed with how, like, it performed fine. Like, I think I went like 6-0 with it on the first couple. Yikes. On the first couple runs. Is this Ugin? All right, we don't beat that either. Okay. Dampening Sphere, extra Pithing Needle, Void Mirror. I'm going to trim out Dismember. I'm going to trim out Wrench Mines, and going to trim out 1 Fatal Push. But anyway, so when I played it, like, it did well, but there was definitely things like I was seeing that was like underperforming or underwhelming. One of those big cards, yikes. Oh, come on. All right, I'm just going to scoop to that. I'm not going to keep going. So the thing is, like, where's regular rack? All right, so this was like the build, kind of. So I put Bowmasters on the side, really liked it. I kept swapping out Smallpox for Bowmasters because Smallpox felt weak. However, imagine seeing the faces when you make top 8 and it says the rack. That'd be awesome. I don't think that will ever happen, but it'd be really cool. Right? So let me talk about the original version. The original version's really good at keeping your opponent, like, discarded. Obviously, with cards like Raven's Crime, Wrenchmine, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, stuff like that. My problem is Inquisition has been less impactful because it hits less things than it has recently. Smallpox obviously would be amazing against Tron, right? But it's not very good against a lot of other things right now. It's good against Tron. It could be good against Scam, but it can be bad against Rhinos. It can obviously be bad against Living End. I feel like there's more decks where Smallpox is bad against currently than good against, and especially when you consider Ragavan. Ragavan's made Smallpox a lot worse. Shared a post with you on Discord that I found. Where is it at? Second place Iraq. Modern Rogue deck. Is there a way I can... Yes. Let's check this out. I just see Augur of Souls and I'm like, what? Augur of Souls? This is a second place. 2 Dothy Voidwalkers, 4 Bowmasters, 4 Grief, 3 Racks, 1 Pithing Needle. Still on the Urza second. On Shrieking Affliction? Yeah, this is basically what I'm trying to do. On Shrieking Affliction? That's super interesting. Augur works with Feign Death, right? It would. It would. The problem is Augur's really slow. And dies to a lot. Hey, they're on the Dampening Sphere list too. Hey, wait a minute. I don't see any. They're on double Chalice. I don't have any Chalice of the Voids. That's why I've been using Void Mirror over Chalice. I've been using Void Mirror over it. I mean, it's basically the same sideboard, except for they also have Break the Ice. Huh. I do have one problem with this list, is I don't have enough tickets to get the Void Walkers to try it. So, Chalice and Muskegon Rhino. That's why I've been using Void Mirror. Void Mirror is basically Chalice of the Void. It's basically the exact same effect. And it also hits Tron. Although Break the Ice is cool. I have Break the Ice. Destroy target land that is snow. Or could produce colorless. Just remind me that I have Chalice thrown away somewhere in my bedroom. I've had a Chalice of the Void before, but I've sold it. This is interesting. Still got one Funeral Charm. So they're out completely of... Okay. Oh, I don't think I have any way to get Augur of Souls before the tournament, though. Unless I ran to shops, and I don't have time to run to shops. Voidwalker's fun in Commander. Voidwalker's fun in general. I doubt my local store has this. Alright, let me... No, I don't want... Don't show me prices for this. How do I download off of this website? I say test it for free runs of Moto, and if you like it, spend on it. Well, the only things I'd have to get is I'd have to get 2 Voidwalkers, because I have 1. And I think I have everything else. Well, the thing is, I'm still waiting for Griefs to come in, and then Augur of Souls would be the one. I don't have the Augur of Souls. You ever try Card Kingdom? No, I haven't. This is a cool list, though. I'm glad you found this, David. This is really cool. Now, I ordered off TCG Player, off their direct, and I paid for expedited so I could get the Griefs, but like I said, it's not even shipped yet, which is like, it's got me a little on edge, you know what I mean? Being like, come on, man, why haven't you shipped yet? It's fucking Wednesday, my guy. All right. How do you download off this website? I feel like I've already tried to... Oh! Arena export, tools, and download. There we go. I don't ever use this site, so... I mean, I do occasionally, but like I'm rarely on this one. So let's import this. Cool Rack is what I'm going to call this deck. Obviously, I got to get my girl Lily on there. I forgot it changes that. Modern Rogue deck. I don't have Augur of Souls. Oh, I don't think I have 4 Augur of Souls. I don't need 3 Undying Malice when I have the Feign Deaths. Yeah, I think I have 2 or 3 Augur of Skulls, not Souls. I only have 1? What? Seriously? Alright, well, we'll change that real quick. Wait, why does it say I have Voidwalker? Do I own Voidwalkers? Hold, please. I didn't think I owned Voidwalkers. I do. What? When did I get these? I legit don't remember ever getting these. Okay. I'll take it. Alright, let me get my augurs here, and we'll give this bad boy a test run. Probably packs. No, because I don't hardly ever open packs on this site, like on Magic Online. I legitimately... Did I buy them a while ago for 8 rack? I might have bought them a while ago for 8 rack. Do I have any Toroks? I don't think I spelled that right. Okay, I didn't. So what did I buy Voidwalkers for? Augur Scam when I got something... Now I got something to try on Pauper Augur Scam. Let's go. Let's do it. I am going to replace the Chalice of the Voids with Void Mirror. Because even if I did find 2 Chalice of the Voids for the tournament, I'm not spending the money on them. Besides, Voidwalker is more of a head scratch card. It's less expected. Alright, let's give this bad boy a run. 20 lands with no Raven's Crime is super interesting. It's actually probably Chalice being able to be paid for 0 is probably better, I guess. Maybe somebody can... Nah, I don't know anybody who has Chalice of the Void. Not in paper. Very old school rack hand. Keep it. Kahiri? What is this thing again? Each creature starting deck is a cat. Oh, okay, it's elementals. Yeah, I'll keep this. Let's Thoughtseize you. I guess it could be blue-white control. Fire, Counterspell, Narset, Solitude, Prismatic Ending. Probably Narset. Do you think Splinter Twin is unbannable? Yes, I do. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Look at the top 4 cards of your library and reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them. Yeah, Narset's annoying. I think I'm gonna take the Narset from them. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I hate how they do Fire and Ice in the hand over here. How about Pod? 100% think Pod. Well, you know what? No, I'll say it. Pod should be unbanned. It just make Yawgmoth a little bit better. I don't think it would break. I don't think it'd break the format, but it could. That's a rude opponent. I'm fine with this. Ooh, he's Candy. Okay. Let's do this. Troll. What do you mean troll? Like Grave Troll? Golgari Grave Troll? Absolutely not. As a Dredge player, my heart says yes, but I also no. I think Grave Troll, they've done it once and they've rebanned it, and I think it probably just needs to stay in the ban pile. As much as that hurts my heart to actually say it out loud, that's what I'm gonna say. Damn. Get these lands. Yeah, I think Birthing Pod could be okay. I think I forgot to make a token. I was spaced out. It's late, okay. Yeah, fuck it. I would just get a rack out. All right, get in there, little tiger. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Okay, this has got to be like the last match. I'll actually give this like a real run tomorrow. Pithy needle to fetch land. Oh, I could have, yeah. I didn't think about that. It's late. All right, my brain is fried from today. Definitely gonna have to give this one a real run. A real show for its money, if you will. They shock that in? That's interesting. So they can have Spell Pierce and Counterspell. Bowmasters. Shrieking, I mean, Wrench Mine. I'm fine if they Counterspell this. What's this? Okay, it is Counterspell. Maybe they just have double Counterspell. Now get in there, little tiger. Swinging in for one. He tries to hold. I would just Collector Brutality. Again, as a Dredge player, I would love Hogak. But for the sake of the health of the format, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna attack with a Construct here. Because even if they Solitude, I would just double Bowmasters it. This is a super greedy play, and a play that I really don't recommend. Because if they have a... what's the board wiper called? Judgment Day or something? I don't know what it's called. It's really going to be a blowout, but it is what it is. I don't know what's in their hand anymore, so... Supreme Verdict, thank you. Like I said, I'm done. I'm done. I've been up since 6. And I have been working literally nonstop. I've been on my feet from 6:30 to 10 at night. So I'm tired. I want to see an old turn 1 Emrakul Eons Torn decks. No thanks. Play casual. That's what it's there for. Alright. Not getting verdicty here. Oh. That's not what I meant to do. No. Stop. Okay. Attack. Attack first. Another Solitude. Oh, opponent. You done goofed. I don't even care if you have Counterspell. I'm fine with that. Oh, I should have Funeral Charmed in response is what I should have done. Yeah. Okay, I done goofed. Everybody done goofed. But I really done goofed. But check this out. Quablamo. Oh, you think that's bad, opponent? Well, guess what? Kadoom. And Got Harry beat down incoming. Yeah, right. Upkeep. I'm gonna hit him in that draw step with a funeral charm, baby. Target player discards a card. Let's go. Funeral charm is one of my favorite cards. Anytime that this is like remotely viable to play, I always try to play it. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with 8-rack a bajillion years ago. It was just Marsh Flats. That's game. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I want Grape Shot on Bandon Popper. No, Darius, stop it. Collective Brutality comes in. Probably just going to take Fatal Push out. I don't know what they play. I don't know, like, not super duper familiar. I am just going to take Fatal Push out. We have, like, Liliana and stuff. Let's run it back. There's an argument for bringing in Void Mirror in case they like Solitude and Ephemerate, but it is what it is. I'm sketched out about 20 lands, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like 20 lands kind of sketches me out in a 8-rack deck, especially when out of those 20, 6 of them are colorless. I mean, colorless because of Urborg, but the fact you're playing 20 lands and 4 sagas sketches me out. It's really I control with 5 mana Tiff. Oh, okay. No, so okay. So I know what it is then. We just make Mogwart's game less slow. And you want that to happen? I'm kidding. I'm not in love with this, but I don't hate this either. Double Thoughtseize isn't bad. I mean, if they like turn 1 have like Spell Pierce, like that's annoying, but probably the card I'd take anyway. Preordain. I still don't know if I want to be on the draw or on the play though. Is there a way turn 0 Leyline? I think that happened last game, like twice. Is there a way to like message the person and be like, "Hey, did you take the draw or did you take the play every turn? I need to know, like right now." Yikes. Oh yeah, that thing is unbanned. Yeah, right. I don't really care about Wear Tear right now. So we can play around that for a little bit. Subtlety. Okay. I'm just going to take these Teferis back to back. Oh, they have Castle Vantress. I didn't think about that. Alright, so that's our 5 cards in hand. Next turn we'll Thoughtseize to take Teferi. And then we have to be really leery about Subtlety. Yeah, I think I'm going to take both Teferis, but we have to be leery about Subtlety for our Liliana. I forgot we had a draw step. Stop. Whoops. Damn. Well, still could take the ferry. As an avid Invec player, I desperately want Invigorate unbanned. I can't remember what Invigorate does. So the question is, do I want to still invoke this grief and just pitch our Thoughtseize to take this to Teferi. Yes, I think I do. Because even if they subtlety it, they have to pitch to Teferi for it. We can't feign death, which sucks, but yeah. Yeah, we'll have Bowmaster's friend to turn. What's up, Jordan? How's it going, buddy? Let's schwiggity swooty. I'm getting that Teferi booty out of your hand. Good. I'm glad it's going good for you. Get rid of that Teferi. We know what the last 3 cards are. Unfortunately, Chalice of the Void has put some of our scamming shenanigans on hold. I would love to top deck a black source for this Liliana. I literally just said before coming into this match about how yeah, I see that. How you need land. I do. Could even play Bowmaster now. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. I was literally just saying about how we have 6 colorless lands and 20 lands, and I was like, that might be a problem, and now it's being a problem. Did you top deck another Teferi? I swear. Narset. What's this thing do again? They get Supreme Verdict. Nice. What does the red portion of that spell do? Wear Tear? It destroys target artifact, I think. Damn, and we're getting hit again. We're gonna kill this Narset though. Yeah, it's a no-no. Yeah, our mana's too weird, unfortunately. Narset, Narset, you. I didn't remember if it did. Yeah. No, it's no, what is it? The red side destroy target artifact, the white side destroy target enchantment. That's what it is. Thanks for clearing that up. No problem. Yes. Yeah, for Blood Moon. All right. So the question now is what do they do? It happened to me a couple times. Feel it. So I'm gonna attack them. And I think I'm going to Wrench Mine here. Wrench Mine really screws their hand up. Okay. If they want to go for the wear, oh, they're going to flash in Subtlety. Yikes. Put our Bowmasters back on top. Do it. Oh, man. It won't do that. Yeah, I think it's got to be on the stack. Sure. All right, so I would Liliana. That's what I'm thinking too. I wanted to Wrench Mine, but I think I need a Liliana here. My message is what Invigorate does. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Darius. 2, 1 green. They just scooped a lily. Nice. All right, I like this list. 2, 1 green instant. If you control a forest, you may give your opponent 3 life and cast a spell for free. Whoa. That would be good. That is really good. Let's talk about this list for a second. And then I'm going to bed. Yeah, this is the list. So this is not the list that's in the description. The list in the description is what I've been playing. And our good friend David Royale, if you've not been to his YouTube channel, where you been? Makes amazing content, much better than I do. Sent me this list just like right before that last match and was like, hey, check this out. And then I looked at it and was like, holy smokes, I want this. So we ran the one match, ran great. I mean, the rack's already been good against blue-white control for a long time, but felt good. It's doing the thing that I've been trying to do in the rack, which is grief. I've been trying to run a grief package in the rack, and it worked really well. So, what do you mean by loam? It worked really well. It's been working well, at least in my grief packages that I've been running, enough for me that I'm like, this is really solid. And it's doing a lot of the things that I've been trying to do. Link in the description is called Skin Shifter. No, I changed that. It's got to be changed, right? I changed it a while ago. Yeah, it's changed. It's changed to Rack Scam V3. I found you looking for Mill? Yikes. Don't watch that. Don't watch that, Jordan. I do play a lot of decks. I'm mostly in Pauper. I just want to say, just right out, I'm mostly in Pauper. I did horrible with that Mill run, by the way. I mostly play Pauper, but I've been grinding a lot of Modern because I'm going to a Modern tournament this weekend. Apex Gaming has, I don't know if you'd call it an invite or not, but basically, like, I saw they were looking for content creators, and I was like, hey, I'm kind of one. And so they are allowing me to come and play. So I'm doing a Modern 5K on Saturday, and then a Pioneer 2K on Sunday. So I've been trying to get back into Modern a bit, and I'm an 8-rack player through and through. 8-rack and Dredge are the 2 Modern decks I've sleeved up almost 95% of the time I played Modern. So I've been trying to fine-tune this rack build and figure out where I want to be at. And we're getting closer and closer, and David was like, hey, check this list out. And I was like, this list looks sweet. So I want to check this list out. And tomorrow, I'm going to be doing more of this. Are they going to be streaming your matches? I don't have a clue. I think, I don't know if they stream, but on their YouTube page, it's Apex Gaming. And it might be Apex Gaming Esports. Let me look. I'll throw in their link in chat in just a microsecond. But, okay. This is their YouTube page for anybody who wants to check out their stuff. It does look like they've done their last like big tournaments. They did like I don't know if it's live footage or just uploaded and post footage, but they did do footage of it. So if anybody's interested, it's there. Don't know if I'll ever be on camera. Doesn't matter. I'm just going with me and a couple friends. It's gonna be the first time I played Magic and Paper in person at a tournament. I played one time pre-COVID. I mean, since COVID. So I played one time in the middle of COVID. The first time everybody was like, yeah, it's safe. I went to an F&M, played 8-rack, got second place, only lost to Tron. And then before COVID, the last time I played at a store in Magic was probably 2 or 3 years before COVID. So it's been a while since I've played in a store in like a tournament setting like that. So I've been mostly online or kitchen tabletop with my friends. That's pretty much the only Magic I've been playing. So, a little nervous to be going to play at a decent sized tournament, but I'm going to be making videos that weekend, so looking forward to those. And Sunday, I am running, just as a heads up, I am running a pre-built Challenger deck, a Pioneer pre-built Challenger deck through the tournament. That's going to be the point of the video, is running that deck through a tournament, see how it does. And I'm not going to lie, the deck list has kind of surprised me. Expect Scam, Tron, and Rhinos. Yeah. Yep. Tron is notoriously a bad matchup for 8-rack. So we do have Sideboard Hate, Dampening Sphere, Void Mirror, Break the Ice, Void Walker. Is all pretty good against Tron. But, you know, we got to get there. Then on top of that, Rhinos, Void Mirror is really our big bring-in card against them. Maybe Collector Brutality too. Thank you, Darius. I appreciate it. I'll keep you guys semi-updated in the Discord. And then Scam. Scam has been 50-50 for me. Like, I feel like it really just, I think, depends on who griefs first. Honestly, I think that's what it boils down to against Scam. I've had games where I've just mollywopped Scam, and I've had games where Scam has just ran me over. So it's really up in the air. Toadport Orb is pretty good as well. I've not seen that deck run around very much. But yeah, Jordan, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream you've seen so far. I'm going to bounce. It's late. Oh, not a deck. A card. Yeah, I didn't know if there was a deck built around it. Topor Orb. Let me read it real quick. I know I've looked at this card before. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause triggered abilities. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as Void Mirror. Void Mirror is a card that's slept on, in my opinion. Excuse me. The list I looked at had Chalice of the Void. I don't have Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void's expensive. So I put in Void Mirror instead. And I could see the argument for Chalice because you don't have to pay any mana for Chalice. So you could like double spell in a turn. But Void Mirror also catches Tron really nicely. Void Mirror is whenever a player casts a spell, if no color mana was spent on it to cast it, counter that spell. So Void Mirror has been just, at least in my opinion, really slept on. And it's a good option, but Chalice doesn't stop Evoke. You're right, it doesn't. Void Mirror does. I had a Rhino scoop to me. No, it was Living In scoop to me because they went to evoke Force of Vigor, and boom, Void Mirror is on the field and it countered it. So yeah, it stops evoking too. So Void Mirror is pretty awesome. I like Void Mirror a lot. Yeah, Chalice on Zero is how you beat the Cascade. That is true. But Void Mirror has also been really, really good because you got to think Void Mirror dies to the same thing Chalice dies to, right? They all die to the same thing. So is it better to Chalice? You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, so this deck, I'm going to play this exact list tomorrow. Thank you, Need Void Mirror, my guy, right? I have it. It's in the sideboard. Sorry. I always forget my fat head covers up the sideboard. It's right here. We have 2 copies of it on the side. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be running this exact same list. I'm going to be streaming at probably 11 p.m. again tomorrow. I have an interview tomorrow set up. So, same, Jordan, same. So, yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be running this exact same list around 11 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully we'll catch you there. You have a great night, Jordan, Darius, David, everybody have a great night. I will catch you all tomorrow. If you want to support the channel, you can consider becoming a member. 99 cents a month gets you access to the... Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. 99 cents a month gets you access to the community Discord server along with the custom emotes, little badge next to your name, and you'll see after here in a second the end screen. Your name will roll into credits before and after the stream. If you want to support the channel for free, best way to do so is what Jordan did, just subscribing, liking, sharing. All that goes a long way. There's the notification. Sometimes it's really delayed. all that goes a long way in helping the channel out as well. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your night. I'd main with one of the decks it catches. Right? So just real quick before I bounce, when I was going into this tournament, like I knew I was going to it, I was between 8-rack, Dredge, the Domain Zoo, and Mono Green Tron. Those were the 4 decks I was looking at. Tron I backed out of because I didn't have enough pieces and I wasn't about to drop like $500 on a deck. Dredge, I was underwhelmed with how it performed when I did play it, and then backed out of it because the mana base is what I need to upgrade in paper, and it was going to cost me like $300 for like 8 cards. So I was like, no thank you. Then Domain Zoo, I just never got around to it. I just decided not to, and then I just stuck with 8-rack and bought the Griefs, so they were a little expensive, but you know, it is what it is. I'm an 8-rack player at heart. I love this deck, and I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody.